So before we finish up tonight, we want to look at a couple of um, questionable deals. These in some they're bad deal reviews. They're going to be bad deals, but they're kind of some of the common type of deals that we see, and we want to talk about why this is a bad deal and why we have to avoid doing this. It doesn't matter how long we've been doing this. We see deals where people pick up these kind of properties, especially where they're bidding all the way up to market value. So we're going to look at a property here, a condo that sold in Miami, and from all indications, they paid market value for it. And in fact, I had to look through a bunch of them because I kept finding properties where there was $200,000 or $300,000 worth of potential profit in it. So I had to really kind of find one where they paid it up. And that's one of the advantages that we see taking place right now, is that there is less increase in competition, but there is properties that will sell. And we're going to look at this one here that sold for $515.
Yeah, $515,000.
$1,000 exactly.
And let's see the property record here on it. So yeah, we can see it is it's a condo. Now it's not owner occupied. You know, mail's going here to somewhere else. And let's see the size on it. So it's 950 square feet and built in 2008. So we can see that's pretty interesting. Let's grab that address and let's see where it's valued out at. Now they don't show like if it's a specific unit number here on that.
They do on the county record, and then I have the link as well, but we can look it up.
Oh, there you go. It's unit 3406. That's right.
But it looks like they paid close to what Redfin is valuing it at. And, you know, we'd have to look into the market. Maybe there's some flexibility in there, but usually these, you know, Redfin's going to be pretty good on the condos because they're basing it off of condos directly within that park as far as what they're kind of going against. And so in this kind of scenario, yeah, they paid market value, but even if it's going to cost, I mean, even if it's clean inside, it's still probably going to cost some money to go ahead and clean it up to refurbish it. And then in addition to that, you're still clearing, you know, still need to clear the title. So it could be a $20,000 to a $100,000 loss on this property, depending on what the condition is, yet they paid market value.
Well, and for the same money, you know, they could have got probably a similar property, you know, but with clear title, you know, and you know, with more information up front about the property. I mean, they kind of had to buy this one pretty blind, considering the fact that they're spending $500,000 on it. They're basically paying full price. I mean, it's kind of like buying a car that has had some issues and paying full sticker price for it. You know, it's just a little bit crazy, you know, to pay that much money for it. Because yeah, they're not leaving any kind of profitability in it for themselves, or I mean, even to pay for something like getting the title of the property cleared, or heaven forbid if anything inside is needed, you know, they've already paid full price, and so it's just going to be more money that they would lose. And yeah, I'm sure there were lots of other, with condos, things like Redfin and Zillow tend to be pretty accurate because it's, you know, the comps are so close, and so yeah, this is probably pretty accurate here on the comps, and they pretty much paid full price for it, which is absolutely a risk for investors. If overpaying for property is something that we do see people do sometimes, and it's as dangerous as anything, because paying too much for a property, it causes problems down the line from that point forward. You know, it makes it harder to sell properties because you've overpaid. It's going to make it so you hang on to it longer. You know, getting properties for a good low price is such a big part of buying from tax sales. And if you can't get it at a good price, you're better off just walking away than you would be bidding anyway and winning it at a little bit higher or too high of a price.
Yeah. This next property, we're going to look at a property that had burnt down. Now, the advantage that this particular sale had is that the county went out there and took pictures, so the person did know what they were buying. But I want to talk about, you know, some of the risk in buying properties that are tear downs, that are in need of, you know, that are in such bad shape, they're going to need to be demoed. In some situations, it can be worth it if the land really has that value. But if the land doesn't have that value, it doesn't matter. I mean, how much did this guy pay for this?
I don't see the price anywhere.
I think it was down there a little further.
Oh, there we go, 4,500.
Yeah, so didn't pay a whole lot for it. And maybe, maybe the land has the value that it could make sense to be able to purchase it. But in kind of looking at it and kind of looking over the land value there, maybe it's worth about 40,000. That's being generous with the quiet title. It may only be worth 20 grand. And so even though they paid 4,500 for it, to clean that lot up is going to cost at least 10 to 20 grand.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, let me show you here on this one, because this one's another one, similar situation where we're dealing with a lot, burned down house on a 1.5 acre lot. So they acknowledge in this thing here that the SEV, which is a state equalized value or standard equalized, state equalized value, which tends to be at least double, or you need to double that amount in order to figure out the amount. It tends to be half of the amount, but their records indicate that the SEV on this property is not correct. So it was from back when the property had, well, just before the home burned down, essentially. They were putting the SEV at 26,000, so it wasn't really a highly valued property before this. They only placed the home, valued a little over 50,000, but then it burned down, and so all it really is just lot now, and it's definitely not a lot worth paying $40,000 for. For a 1 acre lot, that's more than the retail, of the lot would be worth, probably by double. And so, yeah, the problem with this lot is that they paid a lot for a problem, essentially. Maybe there's a reason for it. I mean, you never know. There was definitely people bidding on this property, though, which is a little bit crazy to me too, that they were bidding, bidding it up. I mean, it bid up from $6,700 all the way up to 40,000. So somebody really wanted that burned down house, and they really wanted to pay 40,000 for it.
Yeah, well, and the advantage that these people have is they at least knew what they were bidding on. How
Yeah.
many times have investors just look at the online information and think that that house is still there? In fact, maybe if we were to go look at this house, and look at the Google view, maybe it's old enough where it doesn't even show that the house has been burnt down. And so in that kind of scenario, oh, look, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. At least the overhead, it doesn't look, yes, it could be.
Let's see. It's a May of 2023 image. Oh, we can't get too close to it though. We can't go down that road, I don't think. So we're kind
I
of
think
stuck to,
it's
we're kind
still there though.
yeah, that was before the fire here, the May of 2023. So it burned down between then and now, sometime in the last 3 years is when it's burned down. So it's possible. Yeah, it is kind of crazy when you can see the images of the property to still make the mistake of not realizing it's a burned down house. And I don't know if they made that mistake or not. I would think they had to have known what
Yeah,
it
they would have
was.
had to. I guess maybe they think the land's more value, or it could just be two people that, overpaid. That's really where you've got to look into the deal more. But in a lot of these situations, that competitive nature, two people thinking that they've done the due diligence, and that's part of the reason, again, we talked about on-site evaluations, because we don't want you guys to make the mistakes that we've seen other people make while attending auctions, where we've done the research, we know that they haven't done the research, and they end up buying property just to find out that it's been burnt down, that it's no longer there, that it's in such bad shape that it's going to need to be taken down, and suddenly be in a situation where the land doesn't have the value and the location doesn't have the value to justify, going through all that work, yet they may be legally responsible for it, where they're going to place a lien against your, the property in your name if you don't go ahead and pay for that. And so, we want to keep you guys from making these kind of risky buys. And even if you've got to bid on more property to get the property at the price that you want, that's always going to be the best strategy to implement when we're talking about tax sales.